Good evening, everyone. My name is John Mancuso, and I'm a technical instructor for Toyota Canada in Toronto. The message I want to relay to you tonight is we have to bring these vehicles back to manufacturer specifications when we perform a repair on them. Manufacturer specifications isn't just cosmetics. It has to be done electronically as well. A lot of these systems on our vehicles here need to be calibrated when parts are replaced, either from a mechanical standpoint or a body repair. To give you an example, we've got a monocular camera on the lower half of the upper half of this windshield on this RAV, and we use this camera for our lane departure assist and our automatic high beams. This camera needs calibration at specific times. If the windshield is replaced, and even if we do something as simple as a toe set or an alignment, we have to make sure that we recalibrate this camera as per the manufacturer specifications. If we don't, then we don't have a system that's working properly. Our blind spot monitor is an interesting thing as well. Our sensors are in the rear quarter panels. 5 years ago, you would have just tried to repair this quarter panel and it would have been sufficient. Nowadays, we have a bracket mounted onto the back of this quarter panel that houses our blind spot monitor sensors. There isn't any adjustment on the sensors per se. It's solely dependent on how accurate that mount is and how close it is to the measurements that the manufacturer puts out. So most of the time, if you're getting an impact on this quarter panel here, you're cutting the quarter panel and putting a brand new one because it's almost impossible to get it back to those measurements otherwise. I want to show you a quick calibration tonight that everybody either doesn't know exists or never bothers doing. Our front seat on the passenger side has an occupant classification system which judges the weight of the occupant and determines whether or not we're going to turn that airbag, we're going to deploy that airbag depending on the weight of the occupant. If this calibration is not done properly, we may inadvertently deploy that airbag when we shouldn't, or that airbag won't go off when it should. And it's a very simple calibration, but not a lot of people realize that you need to do it. So with the help of Paul over here, this is Paul Stella from Toyota Canada, we're going to show you how easy it is and how we can go through this calibration quite quickly. And we're going to connect up to the vehicle. Just going to answer a few fields here. And we go into our occupant detection menu, our utility, and we're going to select 0-point calibration and sensitivity check. We've got a prompt screen here that advises us what this calibration is all about, and then the condition that the vehicle has to be in order to proceed with this calibration. Now, the seat actually has to be in a specific position, and in this case, it's telling us that the slide position has to be the maximum rear, the headrest has to be down, our lifter has to be down, our front tilt has to be down. Very specific seat positions in order to do this calibration properly, and this seat already is in that position because I've already put it there earlier. And if you have power seat, there's some more criteria that has to be met. So basically, we're making sure that our initial sensor reading is between the upper and the lower limit, and in this case it is. If it isn't, we can't go any further because we've got a problem. And now it's going to ask us to put 30 kilograms of weight on the front seat, which Paul will do right now. And they're bean bags that are 10 kilograms each. And we're going to make sure that with the weight on the seat, we're now between the upper and the lower limits as well. And all we have to do now is press next. And that's completely calibrated, and we know that that system's going to function properly down the road. The importance is not just replace the parts, but make sure that you go to the actual repair manual and find out what calibration has to be done in order that if that system has to work again, it works properly. Thank you for your time.